Welcome to a special episode of It's All Life. So, 3 years ago, I weighed 191 pounds, which for me was about 34% body fat, which is not good. And I finally just got disgusted with it all and said, I got to change this. Now, I said I've got to change it a bunch of times. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do something about it. I got to change my life. I'm making my camera set just right here. I need to get healthy. I need to start doing stuff, and I wouldn't do anything about it. I would just all talk. So, welcome. If you guys are joining me here live, feel free to type questions in the comments. Type comments in the comments. Give it a thumbs up. I appreciate that already. But I want to talk today about your body and how your body affects your performance. Okay? Your body is directly related to the money you make. Directly. It's directly related to the kind of relationships that you have. Directly. Your body is directly related to the emotional strength that you have, to how you feel your feelings directly. I believe that your body is directly related to your faith, to your belief in God and God's ability to work in your life. I believe that your body, your fitness is directly related to your ability to have fun. I believe that your body is directly related to your self-image. It's all tied together. And that's why this whole concept, the reason I call this podcast It's All Life, is because we try to take our life and we separate it in these compartments. And look, I know I need to get in shape. Well, my friend, your shape, your fitness, your body is your life. And so you can't say your life, I want to have a great life, but I'm out of shape. Okay? And what I want to challenge you today to consider, I'm going to ask you to consider is that perhaps one of the reasons that you are not having the life that you want is because of the way you take care of your body or don't take care of your body. Now, I'm talking to whoever's on here, so I don't know what your body looks like. Some of you may be ripped and have six-pack abs, and you may be an elite physical condition, have a true beach body, which is awesome. Congratulations and good for you. Now, people will say well, I want to be healthy, but I'm not a fanatic about it. And here's my question. What does that mean? Well, I don't want to be fanatical about my health. Why not? What does that even mean? Does it mean I want to pretend like, because I'm only 40 pounds overweight, which you can still kind of conceal with, clothes. And I know because I was 30 pounds overweight. I was a full 30 pounds overweight. And people people would go like, oh, I never dreamed. And I'm like, yeah, I could show you pictures. And honestly, I meant to have some pictures on my iPad that I could show you this morning, and I forgot to pull them up. So I don't want to spend my time looking for them here right now on this live. But I want to talk about, and I want to challenge you to consider that you must be in elite physical condition. You must take care of your body. That how you take care of your body is a direct reflection of your life. It is a direct reflection of how everything is going and is going to go in your life. And if you are an entrepreneur, a real estate agent, whatever you are, that your ability to perform, your ability to produce, your ability to create profit, your ability to show up powerfully is directly related to how you take care of your body. So I want to tell you a little bit about my background because it'll help give you a frame of this. So I grew up, I was always skinny. I'm a skinny guy. I was just born slender, right? I was just one of those, I was skinny. Okay, that's all I can say. When I was a senior in high school, I was 5'10". When I was a freshman in high school, I was 5'10". When I was 8th grade, I was 5'10", and I weighed 125 pounds. By the time I graduated from high school, I weighed about 137, 138 pounds. So I was super skinny, 5'10", 138 pounds. Today, that's like people would worry. But back then, that just was because I had no body fat. I was just like, in fact, you know what? Maybe I have a picture. Let's see. I'm going to just do a little show and tell here just to kind of give you, this is me back in the day. I don't know how well you can see this. I'm just going to show it to you on my iPad. I don't know if you can see this very well, but this was me. The picture there, this picture right here, that is my freshman year in college. Okay. And then this is a picture of me playing basketball my senior year in high school. I don't know how well you can see that. I'm trying to get it. Okay. I had no body fat. I was not, and I was not bulky at all. So I was just lean. And so I had high metabolism. I was very active. I grew up in small towns in Texas. So we always played sports, right? And so because I played every sport, I just was constantly active, constantly going. I grew up on a farm out in the country, and I was outside all the time. So I had super high metabolism, and I was super lean. And then when I went to college, I got out of college, I probably did not weigh 150. And then over the years, you know how life is, you just gain a little more weight and a little more weight. And I was very active until 1998 when I moved to Dallas-Fort Worth. I lived in small towns. I was a preacher, but I played basketball. And I played with a group of guys, and we played probably 3 or 4 times a week, pretty much every week. And so I just stayed healthy. I stayed super fit and all that. And then when I started real estate in 1998, things changed. I moved to the big city. I lost my connections, the group I played basketball with, and I was busy building my business, and so I quit training, I quit exercising, I quit working out. And so slowly I just started gaining weight. And then I kind of caught it after a couple of years in real estate. I'm like, oh crap, I'm gaining weight. This got to stop. So I started walking, and I would walk every morning. I would do some calisthenics, and that helped. It stabilized me. I started eating a little healthier, stopped eating fast food all the time, because when I started real estate, if you guys are like me, if you're a real estate agent, you're going all the time, right? And it's like, oh crap, I didn't eat, and so you just go and you go out to eat, and you either get fast food or you have a meal, and it's mostly unhealthy crap. And so that went on for years, but I did 2 things. 1, I stopped moving, and 2, I started eating for convenience rather than for health. Eating for convenience rather than for fuel. And I just kept gaining weight. And this went on. I just was like, every time I would kind of see this thing, like, oh crap, I literally have a little overhang over my belt, on my belly. And I'm like, this is not, I never would have dreamed this would happen. And so, you get a little bit like irritated, and you're like, okay, I'm going to do something about it. Okay. So if this has ever happened to you, just type in the comments, that's me. If you've ever had this where it's just looking at yourself in the mirror and going like, oh crap, I never thought I would look like this. I never thought my body would look this unhealthy. I've gained this much weight. I never thought that would happen to me. If that's you, just type in the chat, that's me. You've been there, because it helps me know who I'm talking to, and make sure I'm connecting with you guys. So here's what I want you to think about. I talk about the 7 domains of life. So there are 7 domains in your life. And in these, it's all live podcasts, I'm kind of talking about the different domains and how they all integrate. So I've talked about relationships. I talk about money, which is your finance domain. So let me just give you the domain. So your focus domain is your central domain. Now, it doesn't mean it's necessarily the most important, but it's in the center of the 7 domains, because your focus is your life's main purpose right now. What is what Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich called your definite major purpose in your life? What is it? So for most of you, if you're a full-time real estate agent or a full-time entrepreneur, it's your career. That is your definite major purpose. Now, that doesn't mean it's more important than anything else in your life, because it's all life. So get this head, but it's where you focus most of your waking hours. You spend more time focused on that pursuit than anything else. Some people call it your big why. Okay, your life's purpose, your life's calling, your life's mission. Okay, it's your career. So if you're spending 8, 10, 12 hours a day on one primary focus, that is your definite major purpose. Okay, you may be a parent and say, yeah, but my kids are really the most important thing to me. Right, but do you spend 8 hours a day with your kids every day, focused on them? Do you do that? Or do you spend 8 to 10 hours a day focused on your work and on your career, and then you spend your time with your kids, maybe taking them to school in the morning, maybe playing with them a little in the evening, hopefully a little quality time, but you're not spending 8 to 10 hours a day exclusively focused on your children? Or, well, my family's the most important thing. Well, do you spend 8 to 10 hours a day, every day, focused on your family, with your spending quality time focused on your family? If you don't, it's not your focus. Now, I'm not saying it's less important. I'm just saying, where do you spend most of your emotional and mental bandwidth every day? That is your focus. So your focus is your central domain in your life. And then around it are all these other domains. So at the top of the list is your feelings domain. Your feelings domain are your emotions. Now we talk about mindset, but a lot of what we call mindset is actually emotion set. It's how you're feeling. It's not so much what you're thinking, it's how you feel about what you think. Okay, so you think about prospecting. But if you do it or you don't do it, it is more driven by emotions most of the time, because people are like, well, I'm procrastinating. Procrastination is an emotional syndrome. It is because I feel a certain way, or I have this anticipation that if I do this, I'm going to feel a certain way. It's going to be inconvenient, it's going to be unpleasant, it's going to be uncomfortable, so we procrastinate on it. Well, it's the feeling that drives the behavior, which will completely screw up your life. If you follow your feelings, they will completely screw your life, okay? So feelings is it is probably the most powerful of the 7 domains, because your feelings are what can make a 16-year-old girl get pregnant. Feelings are what can make a 12-year-old boy smoke a cigarette. It's because peer pressure, that kind of stuff, that is what makes us do that. It's also what can make a kid that grows up in a mobile home become a multimillionaire, because they don't like the feeling. I didn't like the feeling of living in scarcity. I didn't like the feeling of not being able to do the things that I wanted. I had big dreams and I wanted to do stuff. So I felt there was this feeling of desire, of wanting more, that drove me to do stuff. So your feelings domain, very, very powerful. Your foundational domain is your faith. It's what you believe. It may or may not have anything to do with religion. If you're a Christian or have a belief in God or a higher power, you may be religious, you may not be religious. But your faith is what you believe. It's your moral compass about what's right and wrong, about life, about whether your life has a purpose or you're just here on accident. Whatever you believe about yourself and about life and the world and the universe, that is your faith. That's your faith domain. And then there is your fitness domain, which is what we're focusing on today. Your fitness domain is your body. Okay? Your body and your fitness affects all the other domains. Another domain is your family and friends. Your family friends domain. This is your relationship domain. And again, all these domains are not separate entities. They all interact, they all work together. That's why it's all life. It's not like I got work-life balance. Work-life balance is bullshit. Okay? There is no such thing as work-life balance, because when you're spending 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day working, and then you're saying that you're spending literally most of your waking hours and most of your emotional energy in the highest and best part of your day and your energy, you're spending it on one thing, your focus domain, which may also be your pursuit of money, which is your finance domain. And then trying to balance that with everything else in your life. And you're like, well, what's most important? Well, my family, my faith, my own emotional well-being, feelings. And so I got work over here and life over here, as if you can separate them. No, work is a part of your life, my friend. And whatever's going on in the rest of your life will affect your performance at work. And whatever's going on in your work will affect the rest of your life. Because if you're not doing well at work and you're not being productive and you're not making money, does that affect your marriage? Does that affect your family and friends domain? Of course it does. Does it affect your fun domain, which is the 7th domain, your fun? And that is what you do purely for the enjoyment of doing it. It's what you do because it's my happy place. Okay? And you may have more than one happy place, but it's like, this is something I do just because I love doing it. It gives me pleasure. It gives me mental and emotional recharge. This is your fun domain. It may be a hobby. For some people, your focus can actually be part of your fun domain. In other words, I love doing this. So I love coaching. I love coaching more than anything else I've ever done in my life. So when I coach people and help them win in life, I love doing it. I love doing coaching calls. I love doing these podcasts. Now, when I do this, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to do it today. I don't feel like doing it. My feelings are saying, I don't feel like doing it, but I don't follow my feelings. I follow my commitment. And then when I follow my commitment and I actually get into it, how do I feel? I feel great. And I have fun doing it. Same thing in your life is, what do you have fun doing? And the more things that you can have fun doing in other domains, the more powerful your life is. So if you love hanging out with your spouse, if you love hanging out with your kids and playing with them and having fun with them, fun and family, they integrate. Okay, and if you're doing something that is that represents your faith and what you believe, and you're contributing to the world or giving back, whatever it is, and you have fun doing it, then your faith and your fun domain can actually do it. Your finance domain, if you have fun making money, boom, 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 boom. All of this goes like this. It integrates. So when we talk about your fitness and you look in the mirror at your body, my friend, do not think this is something like, I know, I need to get better. No, this is life and death. If you want to have a great life, or if you want the death of your dreams, life of your dreams or the death of your dreams, your body is a critical component to it. Your fitness matters. So this is the reason we're having this conversation today. So over my little journey of going from being a young kid, high school athlete, college athletic, played sports all the time, started my career in life as a preacher, got married, started having kids, got into real estate when I was 34 years old. And as all that transition, my body just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And then about 7 or 8 years ago, I was like, okay, this has got to change. I hired a coach named Tim Adams, who is an elite fitness trainer, and he was actually a strength and conditioning coach and trains and coaches professional athletes. And my body was just all messed up because of playing basketball and everything. I had bad ankles. I'd had an ACL reconstruction, knee surgery. And so I'd kind of torn up my knee and had to have reconstructive surgery on it. And all of that just takes a toll on your body, right? So my joints weren't working right. And so I started getting less and less active. Hey, what's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
My good friend, Andrew. So I stopped being active. And as I stopped being active, I started having more ankle pain. So my joints started bothering me more. So I started having some lower back pain. It's like, and so what happens when you're in pain, guess what? You want to exercise even less, because when you do exercise, you're sore and you hurt, and it's like, okay, muscle soreness, I can get over that. But ankle pain, joint pain, back pain, it's like, And so you literally, it's a use it or lose it proposition. Use it or lose it. And if you don't use your body as an elite tool, you will lose it. If you don't use your muscles, you'll lose your muscles. Period. You don't use your joints, and you don't use your lung capacity, you will lose your lung capacity. And so when somebody gets susceptible and comes down with pneumonia in their 50s or 60s or 70s, one of the problems is that they don't have enough lung capacity to deal with the crap in their body that's attacking their body, whether it's viral pneumonia or whatever it is. And so this is why your fitness is so important. So I got up to, about 3 or 4 years ago, I got up to 191 pounds. Yes, I got some sideshow going on here because Andrew's got his little dog, Nala. She's a sweetheart, but she makes my puppy. So that's Leonidas. Leonidas is the one on the yellow tether because can't let him run free. I got up to 191 pounds, and it was like, no, this isn't going to work. This is crazy. And so 191 was like, I will never get over 190 again. And that was kind of like setting the bar. Like, I'm never going to be morbidly obese again. I'm just going to be a little obese. Are you seriously ready to settle for being like, okay, overweight is now normal in our culture. Overweight, and I'm talking obesity, is now, we're pushing nearly 50% of Americans are obese. Technically obese. Do you remember Special K? If those of you that are old enough, you remember there's a cereal out there called Special K, and Special K promoted itself as a cereal that was low in sugar, and you'd eat it to keep from gaining weight. And they had this pinch an inch challenge where you literally would take your body and you pinch an inch. So if you could take your body, your fat, and you could pinch an inch, if you could pinch more than an inch, you were fat. Okay, so now I got up to where I could pinch about 3 inches. Now I'm down to less than nearly half an inch. This has been my body change over the last 8 months, since October of last year. And I hit 191 like in 2019. It was pre-COVID. I actually did it before COVID. And then I hovered around 180, 185. In 2021, I did 75 hard. Has anybody ever done 75 hard? If you've ever done 75 hard, type in the chat 75 hard. Just type it in the comments, 75 hard, if you've ever done 75 hard. So I did 75 hard. I did it in one shot, 75 days straight, no mistakes. I did 75 hard. You have to exercise twice a day. You put yourself on a very strict diet, no cheat days. You have to exercise every day, twice a day, and you got a special regime. You got to drink a gallon of water a day. So I did that, and I went down from like 184 down to about 174. I lost 10 pounds. And then I ended that mid-November, and then I binged. I binged for Thanksgiving and holidays and Christmas. And by the end of the year, I was up to 189. Okay, in less than 2 months, I gained 14 pounds. Now, this is stupid. This is not just like ridiculous. This is stupid. And so I made a decision. One, I'm never gonna. I do not recommend 75 hard. I'm not against it. I think it's pretty cool. But the problem with 75 hard for me was I was doing things for 75 days that I had no plan to continue doing. Okay, one was like I would not drink any alcohol. So no alcohol at all for 75 days, and I did that. But I like drinking, and I only drink 1 or 2 days a week now, if that, because since I moved here to the mountains. Especially right now because I'm going through a divorce, so I'm by myself, and then I don't have a lot of friends. So when I have friends, we drink, but that's it. And Andrew's become a good friend of mine, but he doesn't drink at all. So it's like, okay, cool, which is great for me because a lot of what I did doing this was because I drink less. Because your lifestyle choices affect everything. A lifestyle choice in one area affects all the other domains, right? So you got to have this clear. So last October, I was with my coach. Well, let me go back even. So a little over a year ago, I was doing my Round Table of Thrones mastermind with my Round Table of Thrones, and we were in San Diego, California, at the Manchester Grand Hyatt. And in the middle of the event, and my coach, Garrett J. White, came to speak to my round table. And he's just talking about giving yourself permission to be the best in the world, to be great. And I don't even remember how it came up, but he's talking, and at one point he's just talking about having nothing to hide, being totally able to be totally authentic, tell the truth, no BS, which is part of one of my number one codes of life, and code, Yes Master code, is no BS. And one of the BS's is your body. You don't take care of your body, and so BS, body shame. And so he's in the middle of this talking about having nothing to hide, and he just rips off his shirt. And here's a guy, he's in his mid-40s, and he's got six-pack abs. I mean, the guy is in elite, like ripped, elite, professional athlete type condition, and he's in his mid-40s. And this is Leonidas wanting to play. And when he did that, and my coaching members are all going like, oh shit, it's just kind of like crazy. And I'm like, okay. And I took it personal. I took it personal because I was like, I can't do that. I'm not proud of my body. I feel like I have to hide my body. I have to hide my body because if I don't hide my body, people see it. I've got flab, I've got fat. I don't like it. And so when he did that, I just took it as a personal challenge, and I promised him that at the next mastermind, I told my coaching members, Leonidas, I can't play with you right now, and you're so slobbery. Go get it and leave me alone. He's the best dog ever, but I'm doing a podcast, so I made a commitment. I'm going to get healthier. So I started getting a little healthier, and I got down to about 180, but I still have a belly, and I'm just like, I don't like it. And then I was at an event of his, and we had everybody take off their shirts. This is a group of, there's 150 men in the room, and there was 1,000 or so online. And everybody take off the shirts, and we circled up because there's one guy that was like 150 pounds overweight, and he wanted to get healthy. And so he had him take off his shirt, and then Garrett takes off his shirt, and he's ripped and six-pack abs and all that crap. And I take off my shirt like everybody else, and in the circle, I'm just like, I am so pissed off. I'm like, I have not taken this seriously. I've said I was going to get healthier, and I've done a little bit, and I could justify and go like, well, I'm better than I was 6 months ago. But I'm still, Leonidas, that's slobbery. Get it out of here. So that's it. So I walked up to him after it's over, at the end, when everybody's going back to the show, and I'm like, I just patted my flabby belly, and I'm going like, next time you see me, bro, this will be gone. And so I made that commitment. And I didn't say next time you see me because I see him regularly, but it was like 6 months from now, whatever. I don't remember exactly what I said, but basically, this is going to go. And I made a commitment, and I said, this is not going to happen ever again. So this was just like I hit this breaking point of I'm sick and tired of being fat. People don't look at me as fat, but I look at myself, and I see myself as still skinny. And I look in the pictures when I see me on video and picture, I'm like, who is that? It's disgusting. It's disgusting. My friend, here's one of the first things that's got to happen. You've got to get disgusted with where you are today if it's not what you want. Now, this is not just a fitness domain. This is not just talking about your body and body shame. That's the main topic of today, but I'm talking in any part of your life. If you look at your bank account right now and you don't like it, you need to get disgusted with that bank account and go like, that will never be this broke again. If you don't like the way your marriage is going, you don't like the relationship that you have, or the lack of intimacy that you have in your marriage, or lack of connection you have with your husband or your wife, if you don't like it, you need to get disgusted with where it is right now and say, fuck this, I will never be here again. And yes, some of you are going to get offended right now, but you need to be offended. You need to get offended at what you have settled for in your life. You've settled for crap. You've settled for BS. You've settled for body shame. This is a new BS. In the fitness domain, you have body shame, which means you are ashamed of your body. Now you lie about it to yourself. You say, that's all right, I know. And then you try to go buy clothes that like you're trying to look at what covers up the stuff you're ashamed of. Instead of looking at clothes and going like, whoa, I look good in this. Different game. You're settling. Stop settling. Because I'm telling you, it affects everything in your life. Now I'm going to get, here are the three things that affects the most dramatically. Your body and what it looks like today. If you make a commitment to get in elite physical condition, in 6 months, your life can completely transform. Everything in your life can completely transform, but you got to get committed. Okay, so here's the three things that are the most important. One is your level of energy. Your ability to do shit. Guys, you realize this body that God gave you is the only vehicle in life that you have to do anything. The only vehicle you have or will ever have to do anything that you want with your life. It is the only vehicle you have to have fun. It is the only vehicle you have to make money. It is the only vehicle you have to help others. It is the only vehicle you have to care about somebody. It's the only vehicle you have to hug your kids or to kiss your wife. It is the only vehicle you have to go out and do your business. It is the only vehicle you have to go out and play. It is the only vehicle you have to serve God. It is your vehicle. God gave you one. And what God gave you is an elite turbocharged vehicle. Elite. This is the Ferrari. Your body was given to you as a Ferrari. Most of you treat it like a clunker. You fill it with crap. You don't take care of it. And over time it breaks down. And when you look at, and I've got one of my best friends, Dr. Leanne Fritz, she's a naturopathic, holistic doctor. And she just talks about health in your body and how the way we treat our body kills our body. Cancer, heart disease, almost all the shit that is killing people today with the medical advances and technology we have, we're killing ourselves because we don't take care of our body. We treat it like crap, and then we go to the doctor and say, doctor, fix my engine, fix me. And like you've been pouring sugar and salt and crap into your gas tank for so long. You want me to fix it? My friend, your insides, your body is corroded beyond repair. Now you can make some things and change it. Your body is amazingly resilient to heal itself, but you pay a price. So one is just the energy. The reason you take care of your body is one is you have the energy to accomplish your dreams, the energy to achieve your goals. When you are healthy in an elite physical condition, you have more energy, you have more stamina, you have more endurance, you have more clarity of thinking. Your mind is sharper. Your ability to make decisions is better when you have that. And the other piece of that is your self-image, how you see yourself. So number one is energy. Number two is certainty, your ability to show up and feel confident about yourself. I got to tell you about Susie Braskett. Susie Braskett is one of my coaching members that she came to my event, Agent Mastery Live, in January of this year. By the way, my next event is called Millions Live. It's coming up in August. Millions, you can go to millionslive.com and check it out. Millionslive.com. If you want to learn how to make millions, which all of you should, every single one of you should want to make millions of dollars. There's no reason for you to make, because you're like, if you're working at all to make money, why not make a lot of it? That's a different conversation. I just want to touch on that. But if you want to learn to make millions and know that you can, in 24 to 48 months, you could be making a 7-figure income, guaranteed. 24 to 48 months from today, you could be making a 7-figure income. But you can't do it the way you're doing it right now. The way you think and the way you behave, you can't do it. So if you want to come learn from millionaires and multimillionaires who have 7, 8, and even 9-figure incomes, come to Millions Live. Go to millionslive.com and check that out. Okay, back to this. But your energy, your certainty, when I show up, my ability to produce, my ability to lead people to a decision, inspire confidence in others is because of the confidence that you have in yourself. So Susie Braskett came to Agent Mastery Live in January. Well, it's a real estate training event primarily, but I also talk about all 7 domains, and I talk about your fitness and your body, and the way you show up physically is a reflection of how you do life. If you don't take care of your own body, how in the world can you get somebody to trust that you're going to take care of them or their house, or that you can represent them? You can't even represent yourself. You can't even take care of your own body. What's up, boy? This is my good boy. Here's my dog. Here he is. Everybody say hi to Leonidas. This is Leonidas. Yes, you're a good boy. Yeah, I love you. You're a good boy. And he stinks like crazy. He's a mountain dog. I don't. What have you been eating? So, so she got serious about it. And what I said was, I said, some of you, and by the way, Leonidas back then, he's a puppy, he's 10 months old. And back in January, he weighed about like 40 or 45 pounds. I don't remember exactly. And I said, some of you literally walk around every day, every single step with Leonidas strapped around your waist. Every step, you're carrying an extra 40, 45 pounds. What are you thinking? Do you not know how that affects your energy? Do you not know how that affects your certainty and your ability? Because you're carrying it and you're trying to hide it and you act like it's no big deal, but you know inside of you how you feel about it. And if you get rid of that, you're going to feel totally different. And so that struck a chord with a lot of people. And it really hit her hard and she got pissed, which was perfect because that's what I wanted. Just like if you're pissed right now, if I've offended you or said something that upsets you, good. You need to be pissed. You need to be upset. And you need to be pissed enough to do something about it and not just go feel guilty. Guilt is bullshit. Turn your guilt into anger and say, this is not right. I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to do something about it right now. He's taking my arm off right now. If you guys can see this, yes, my arm is right now being severed. You got my arm all slobbery. If you love Leon, give some love for Leonidas. If you can't spell Leonidas, spell Leo. Say, hey, Leo. Hey, Leonidas. All right. So I did not expect him to be such a distraction on this thing. Susie has lost 40, as of last week, I think last week, she's lost 49 pounds since January. What's up, Gabriel? She's lost 49 pounds. She's changed her size, her weight. I'm not so much like weight is not the number one thing because it's fat that's unhealthy. It's your body mass index. But she's lost that fat. And she's had to completely change her wardrobe. She says her energy level is completely different. Her confidence level is through the roof, and everybody notices and everybody sees it. She's literally started a support group for people who need to lose 50 pounds or more that are way, way, way unhealthy and way. Oh, no. He's on his tether and he'll come wrap around my chair and rip everything to the ground. So, how do you get rid of what you have that's unhealthy and you need to get rid of? You got to get committed. And part of it starts with getting pissed off. You got to get angry at yourself and go like, this is bullshit. I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to tolerate this in my life anymore. And some of you are still tolerating it. Stop tolerating. Guys, the reason you lose in your life is because of what you tolerate. And you tolerate bullshit. You tolerate it in your relationships. You tolerate it in your fitness. You tolerate it in your financial manner, the way you take care of your money. You tolerate it in your bad habits, and you're allowing your feelings to control your life and your decisions rather than your commitments. And it completely screws you up. So she's made this massive change. Her goal is, I think she said she wants to lose a total of 75 pounds, which is amazing. And she's way on the path to doing it. And she's doing it in a way that's healthy. She's exercising. She's eating right. And she says, completely changed my life. She was already a great producer. She's producing at a higher level now. And she says, just the confidence I have and the certainty in the way I feel about myself. My kids see it, my grandkids see it, everybody sees it. My friend, 6 months from now, your life can be totally different by making this one shift, the way you take care of your body. Okay, number one, your energy will go up. Number two, your certainty will go up. And number three, your longevity will go up, which simply means you're going to live long enough to actually enjoy your dreams. Guys, because so many people are dying or losing all quality of life because physically their body is breaking down and they're having disease and they're all of this. I just literally was talking to a friend that just found out one of their best friends who's in their 40s has cancer, stomach cancer, 40s. Guys, these are lifestyle choices. Now, I'm not saying that's the only thing that can cause it, but so much of what we have done with our bodies is causing all kinds of shit to happen to your bodies. And you're going to die. You're going to die too young. You're going to die prematurely, and you're not going to have the energy to enjoy your life, and you're not going to have the longevity to enjoy your grandkids and your great-grandkids and all of that, because you're going to die because of the way you've treated your body. So this has got to change. Okay? So if you're with me on this, just type in the comments, I'm in, tell me what you're thinking. And here's what I'm going to challenge you. I'm actually doing this challenge right now. I haven't announced it yet, but with Millions Live coming up, an event, in the pre-training, what I'm going to do is I'm going to issue a challenge for 30 days. So this will start on July the 22nd. I don't know, it may start sooner, but it's just like, and here's what you're going to do. I'm going to have everybody max out on push-ups. Now, push-ups is just an easy metric. How many push-ups can you do? And I'm gonna have, everybody just can do their push-ups, see how many you can do. And then 30 days, I'm gonna challenge you to do at least 100 push-ups a day. Now, for people that are like way unhealthy, then you can do the knee push-ups where you're on your knees and you do push-ups that are modified push-ups or whatever, because you don't want, if you're not in some sort of good physical condition, then you are going to injure your back. Okay, so you'll do need something. I'm not going to get into the details of that, but it's basically going to be a push-up challenge. How many push-ups can you do? And we're going to just talk about getting healthy. And here's what we're going to do. Eliminate all sugar and crap from your diet before noon every day. I'm going to eat nothing unhealthy. No cereal, no Pop-Tarts, no donuts, no pastries, none of that crap. I'm not going to put sugar in my coffee. If you're going to sweeten it, use stevia or whatever, but no sugar. Nope, no. Now it's like whole foods that have sugar in it, great, awesome. Bananas, apples, awesome, because your body knows what to do with that. What your body doesn't know what to do with is processed crap. So anyway, I'm going to do this challenge and just see what it does, because I want people to get. I just look around. I go to the stores and I'm disgusted looking at just the amount of all the obesity. It's just absolutely crazy. And because I'm in the process of becoming single, so I'm now looking at dating women and all that. And so I'm looking at women and I'm like, most of them are disgusting to me. They're so fat that it's disgusting. Now, I know this offends people, and I'm probably offending some of you right now. I can't believe you're saying that. Well, listen, guys, why don't we just call stuff what it is? It's disgusting. You take off your clothes, you stand in front of a full-length mirror and tell me. Now, if you're in elite physical condition, you're not disgusted. You're like, yes, look at me, right? But if you know it, and if you got an overhang on your belly, my friend, you are dying, okay? This is what I learned from Dr. Fritz, Leanne Fritz. Every pound of fat, every pound of fat you carry in your body takes 8 miles of extra blood vessels just to keep your fat alive. Little capillaries that have to pump blood to keep that fat from going rancid on your body. 8 miles. If you're 10 pounds overweight, you have 80 miles of extra blood vessels that every single time your heart pumps, and most Americans are way over that. They said 42% of Americans said they gained unwanted weight during COVID. 42% of Americans. This is the American Psychologist Association or something like this, and they did this study. 42% of Americans said they gained unwanted weight or excess weight during COVID, and the average weight gain of these respondents was 29 pounds. Now I'm just going to round that to 30 pounds. Okay, 30 pounds at 8 miles a pound. 240 miles. Is that right? 80 times, no, 8 times 30 would be 240, right? 8 miles, 30 pounds, 240 pounds, 240 miles of extra blood vessels. Your body, if you are 30 pounds overweight, every time your heart beats, it has to pump blood through an extra 240 miles of capillaries and blood vessels just to keep the fat alive. You don't think that affects your heart? Oh, heart disease. Yeah, you think? You're fucking wearing your heart out. You're killing yourself. And I had 30 pounds of excess. My ideal weight is about 165. Right now I'm at 162. Okay, 162, just because I still have a little bit of fat and I'm bulking up on muscle. So I want to get some more muscle mass that I'm working on. But 165 for me is like really good health if I get it the right proportion of body fat down under 15%. And I haven't done a test on my body mass index in a while, but I'm gonna guess I'm down in the mid like 17, 18. I think I'm under 20%. But you got to make a decision to get serious about this, like Susie did. Change her life. Okay, and all of this, when you get more in elite physical condition, your energy is going to go up. Your certainty and confidence is going to go up. Your longevity is going to go up. And all of this drives your productivity. It drives your productivity, your ability to produce, and your ability to make money, and your ability to enjoy your life. It just does. You can do more things. You can do more things. On Sunday, I did a hike, a mountain climb on a ranch that I'm looking at buying. And I did 7.1 miles and over 3,000 feet of elevation gain that I summited over 10,000 feet above sea level. At my age, to be able to do that, there's not many people who can do it. And I did it. And it was like, okay, when I got done, I was tired. But the next day I'm not sore. I feel great. Why? Because I take care of my body and I exercise every day. Part of the reason I wanted to move to the mountains is because I like nature. I don't like going to the gym, but in nature I work out by I hike and climb mountains every day. So let's talk about real quickly, how do you get here? How do you get where you want to be physically? Number one, you got to commit, and you follow your commitments, not your feelings. You're not going to feel like it every day. I promise you, there's going to be probably 50% or more of the time you're not going to feel like exercising. You're just not, till it becomes a habit. So you've been doing it for 2 months straight. When you hit 66 days on average, they say that's how long it takes for a habit to become automatic, on average. I call it, so they call it automaticity. So I call this 66 days of transformation. You do this for 66 days, but it's got to be with a commitment. This is a lifestyle change. It's not something I'm going to do for 66 days. I'm going to lose 20 pounds and I'm going to gain back 25, which is what a lot of people do, right? So it's got to be a complete lifestyle change with an intention. I am changing my life. I'm completely changing my trajectory. Because when this changes, guys, what it changes is not just your body, it changes your self-image. It changes the way you see yourself, which changes the way you show up, and the way you show up changes the way other people look at you. So you got to make this commitment to do this. Is you got to commit to move every day. So I got into mountains because I knew I would hike every day. So I climb a mountain every day, every day, every day, every day. I missed a few days in the past, and it's like, why did I miss something? Because I didn't feel like it. What are you going to do? You're going to follow your commitments. You're going to follow your feelings. I'm going to follow my commitments. Good. Then I'm going to climb a mountain every day. Even last week when I had an event, I was in Santa Fe. At the event, we're in downtown Santa Fe, and I'm like, I've got to go climb a mountain. So I literally when I got up early in the morning, got in my truck, drove out, climbed a mountain. One of the days I took some friends with me, and we went and we climbed a mountain together. And it was like, I didn't want to do it, didn't feel like doing it, but when I was done, it's what I wanted to do. It felt great. Why? One, physically I felt great, my body felt energized, and two, I felt great inside of myself, my own self-image, because my self-image is, I do what I say I'm going to do, I keep my commitments. So, so what do you do to change your body? Here's what I did. Okay, I'm going to give you 2 things to do. This is it, just 2. That's it, 2 things. 2 things that I did to change my body. Number 1, move every day. Move every day. How do I move? Move, exercise. I don't care. Do something that makes you sweat. Do something that elevates your heart rate. Do something that puts your body under strain every day. Now for me, almost every day it's hiking. So I hike, climb a mountain. That's it. I get about 1,000. I typically go 2 to 2.5 miles, and I typically climb about 800 to 1,000 feet of elevation gain up and down here in the mountains. Where I am is at 7,000 feet, so I go up to about 6,800 feet. So I go up to about 7,700 feet or something like that every day. So just that strain on my body, climbing up a mountain, climbing down a mountain, it works my whole body. Then I do calisthenics for the upper body. I do mostly calisthenics. I have some kettlebells, but most of what I do is just body weight exercises, calisthenics and all that kind of stuff. I've been doing 100 push-ups a day, not every single day, but that's changed because I was like, I'm pissed. I'm like, now I've made a commitment. I'm gonna do 100 or more push-ups every day. This morning I think I've done 120 push-ups so far today. And I'm like, I missed a day, and I'm like, yes, I'm gonna do 200 just to punish myself and to reward myself for not keeping my commitments. So, you got to move. So here's what I do. I stretch, I move, which means I run, I hike, I do something, exercise, and then I do calisthenics. So a lot of my calisthenics are things like push-ups. I'll do sit-ups. I hate sit-ups, but I want abs. So what do you got to do? You got to do what you got to do, right? So I do all of that. Number 1 is move. Number 2 is remove. So number 1, I move every day, exercise every 7 days a week. I don't take a day off. Now that doesn't mean I'm doing the same thing every day, and it doesn't mean I'm pushing myself. Because if you're going to a gym, you can't do hard workouts, or if you're intense exercises, you can need a day of recovery. See, even on a day of recovery though, I still move. Like even just an easy hike, a couple of miles, just get my heart rate up a little, elevated to 120, 130 beats per minute. Again, I'm not going to get into the details of where you need to be fat burning and aerobic and all that kind of stuff, but you need all of it. You need aerobic, you need to get your lungs working hard, because that's what maintains lung capacity as you get older. Once you get in your 20s, every year, unless you are training yourself and pushing yourself, you're losing lung capacity every year. And as you get older, you can't do stuff because you don't have lung capacity. You can't get enough oxygen in your blood to actually do stuff. So that's why you huff and puff all the time. Okay, as you get older, you can't keep up with kids, you can't keep up with grandkids. Day after tomorrow, what is today? Today's Thursday? Yeah, tomorrow, all my kids and grandkids are coming. So all my kids, I have 5 grandsons. So all 5 of my grandsons, from 6 months up to 9 years old, they're all coming. Guess what? I can keep up with them. They can't keep up with me. Okay, now as I get older, some of them I may not be able to keep up with them, but right now I can keep up with all of them. and they want to go hiking, so we're going to go hiking, and I guarantee you they're not going to be able to keep up with me if I wanted to push. Okay, why? Because I take care of my body, and I have lung capacity. I do Wim Hof, so that's another thing I do is I do Wim Hof. So I do the Wim Hof method. Wim Hof, the Iceman, incredible guy. I've got to be trained with him. I've got to be with him. If you look at Kevin Ward and Wim Hof, you'll see a YouTube video that I did with him, and you got to remove every single day. Number 2 is remove. What do you remove? So here's what I remove from my life. So 1 is I removed eating out. Now that doesn't mean I never eat out, but where I used to eat out 5 or 6 times a week, now I eat out maybe once or twice a week. Okay? Yeah, Harmon, Wim Hof every morning. Okay? It's amazing. So I removed eating out. Guys, if you want to lose weight immediately, just stop eating out. Eat at home more. When you eat at home, 1, you tend to eat less. 2, you eat more healthy. Because when you're doing prepared food, unless you're getting a can of Chef Boyardee, that's probably as bad as eating out if you're just eating, totally processed food. But if you're eating whole food and doing meal prep, incredibly, incredibly healthy compared to eating out. And I don't try to be perfect. 2 is I remove, as much as I can, I remove processed sugar from my diet. Like just sugary snacks that are like, I'll eat chips and dip sometimes. I love chips and salsa, just like, oh yes, that's a weak spot. But I don't do the sugar part. And for me, that just makes a difference. And the other thing is alcohol. So sugary snacks and drinks, and anything with artificial sweeteners in it is poison. Okay, so a Diet Coke is not healthy for you. A Diet Coke does not give you points, okay? Unless you're like counting it like golf, and the more crap you eat, the more points you get, and you're going to die sooner. And then I removed alcohol. Now I still drink alcohol. I love alcohol. I like drinking. I like a good old fashioned, and I don't drink beer. Don't like beer. Wine I like some wine sometimes, especially with food. But I like good old fashioned. I like good scotch. I like it. I like it with a good cigar. And is that healthy? Probably not. But I do it way less than I used to do it. And so just by eliminating the amount of alcohol I drink, so now I may drink maybe one day a week, and I'll have maybe 1 or 2 drinks. Now, when I'm with friends and stuff and I go out, I want to drink, I'll drink. But I can do it once in a while because of all the other days I'm taking great care of my body. And you can do this too. Now so they say everything in moderation, and I'm like, I don't know if I like the idea of everything in moderation. It's like, be fanatical. And then when I want to do something over the top, so like be fanatical about your body, so that when I want to go out and binge, I can binge. I can go out, like on the 4th of July, I shouldn't even admit this. I'm going to admit it. On the 4th of July, I only had 1 drink, okay? But I went out with Andrew, my friend. So I was going to town shopping, and there's a Dairy Queen on the way where I stopped to pick up some stuff. And there's a Dairy Queen, and I got a Dairy Queen Butterfinger Blizzard. That's my weak spot in life. I got a Butterfinger Blizzard, and it's like, it was so good. And then I'm in town, doing some shopping and picking up stuff for my kids, since all my kids and grandkids are coming this week. And Andrew texts me and goes like, hey, what are you doing tonight? And I'm like, I got no plans. So he said, well, let's go have dinner. And so we meet, have dinner, and I go have a big ribeye steak. And then after we eat it, we go watch fireworks and everything, which is super cool. And then he's like, I want a milkshake. I'm like, dude, I already had a Blizzard today. I know, let's go to Sonic. So we went to Sonic, which I haven't been to Sonic since, I don't know, when the last time I went to Sonic, I was in Houston on a real estate investing trip, and they stopped in Sonic, and I got a cherry limeade. But anyway, which is totally unhealthy. But I got another shake. I got a milkshake. So I had a big steak. I mean, I had it with good vegetables, but I had a 14-ounce or 16-ounce prime ribeye steak, which was, love it. And that's not that unhealthy. I'm a carnivore. I believe that if you take good care of your body, a good steak is awesome. But I had 2 shakes, big shakes. I mean, like 1,000 calories each probably. So it was like, I probably had 5,000 calories on 4th of July. But here's the deal. I weighed 161.6 on the morning of the 4th, and this morning I weighed 162.0. Why? Because I train, I work, I take care of my body, so I can go out and binge on a day like that and do everything I want. By the way, last week I had an event here with my Round Table of Thrones in Santa Fe, and I drank every night for 4 nights. I drank. I was just like, I want to drink. And so I did, and like, did that take a toll? Not really, because I'm exercising, I'm training, and then after that, I don't drink anymore. So everything, you make choices, and your choices have consequences. So here's the last piece of this. Your body and the way your body looks and the way your body feels dramatically impacts the way you feel. It affects the way you feel energetically, physically. It affects the way you feel energetically, emotionally. How you feel about yourself, your self-confidence, your self-image is directly tied to that. So people that are depressed or people that are struggling with emotions that tend to pull you down, whether it's grief or guilt or shame or a depression or anything like that, here's what I will promise you. The best medicine to deal with that is your fitness. Is get out there and exercise. Get your body in elite physical condition and you will have way more ability. They say healthy body, healthy mind. Fit body, fit mind. That when you are in elite physical condition, that you get ripped, you get healthy, your emotional well-being will go through the roof, your self-image will go through the roof, and all of that will go through the roof. You got to take care of your body, my friend. Get rid of the body shame. Take all your clothes off, stand in front of a full-length mirror and look and see how do you feel. And then make a commitment. You need to get pissed off about it. You need to get angry at yourself for the way you've taken care of your body or not taking care of your body. If you're a parent or you have other people in your life that you influence, guess what? The way you take care of your body influences the way they take care of their body because you set the standard. So you're not only affecting your own life, you're affecting the lives of other people. And listen, I'm gonna tell you something else. If you are unhealthy, you are gonna be an incredible burden on your family and on the people you care about when you get sick. Okay? When you get sick, you're going to be a burden on everybody because your cancer or because of your stomach issues and your heart disease and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it was in my family like crazy. All four of my grandparents had either heart disease or one of them had emphysema because he was a smoker, and then two of them died of cancer. And it was all lifestyle related. It was all lifestyle related. It just was. And they didn't know. I mean, the thing about my grandparents is they didn't know. We thought salt was great. You know, it's like, I remember my grandmother used to tell my granddad, well, stop putting so much pepper on your food, put salt instead, it's healthy. And pepper's unhealthy, which is total bullshit, we know today. But that was the belief back then. So she thought, the more salt, the better. And table salt is just like, no, it's not good. Get you some Himalayan sea salt. That has actually good stuff. You need sodium and all that, and it's got healthy stuff in it. And I don't know all the details of it. Ask Dr. Leanne Fritz, my doctor and healer. But you got to take care of your body, my friends. Take care of your body. So I've gone longer than I expected to go today, but I think this is such an important piece because when you take care of your body, everything else in your life gets better. You're going to be more powerful. You're going to be more confident. You're going to be more productive. You're going to be more profitable. Guaranteed. So what commitments are you willing to make today to change your body, to change your fitness? And I want you to type it in the comments. What are you willing to commit to do today? Okay, I've given you two things really simple. Move every day. Move every day. That means get your heart rate up, keep it up 20, 30, 40 minutes a day. Awesome. If you're working out an hour and a half a day and you're taking care of yourself and you got a good trainer and you know what you're doing, awesome. Okay, if you're just taking a good brisk walk for 20, 30 minutes and then you're doing some calisthenics and some stretches, awesome. Okay, if you're doing yoga, fantastic. Swimming, jogging, calisthenics, weightlifting, anything. You need, by the way, you need to strain your muscles. You need to do some weightlifting. You need to do some put strain on your body because your bone density is critically important, especially women as you get older, over 40. If you are not doing something that really puts your body under strain, your bone density goes away really, really fast. And that causes osteoporosis and all those kinds of problems in your life. Okay, so move. What is your commitment to move and what is your commitment to remove? What are you going to remove from your life, from your diet, from what you're putting in your body that is poisoning your body instead of putting elite fuel in your elite engine, in your elite vehicle so that your life is turbocharged? So my friend, your body is your Ferrari. It is your vehicle. Take care of it, keep it in great shape, and you'll be able to move faster, do more, and win. So thanks for joining me today, everybody. Have a great day. Play to win and always expect yes.